Hello, Bl'Artagnan here with a should you pull for Barret LD. I'll be discussing the character's upgrades and sharing my thoughts on their value, and I'll do it all in less than 4 minutes because that's how long this royalty-free music lasts. Before we begin, be sure to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, both really help support the channel, and leave a comment down below with your thoughts on Barret. I'd like to hear from you. You can also catch me alongside Raw Life and Type Zoe on the live stream, our weekly DFFOO stream every Monday night at 8:30 PM Eastern, featuring discussion, gameplay, and more than a few good laughs. I'll leave a link in the description. Look forward to seeing you there. Barret is getting a minor rework to go along with his LD. Big Shot is getting splash damage, and his avalanche buff is gaining 15% attack and max brave for the party? That's it? Oh, it also gives Barret 10% attack and max brave on top of that. There we go, good. Yeah, of course. Oh, and it has to be at 5 stacks to get that full benefit. Normally I'd say something about these being small changes that modernize the character's kit, but wow. This competes with Faris for the least impressive rework since Lufania. Well, at least Faris got a loaded LD with a powerful call effect. Surely Barret will get the same. His LD is Maximum Fury, which accurately reflects my feelings on how Barret was treated with his tuning pass. It's a machine gun of hits, with refund in between, that grants him a buff called Rage at Shinra. This is a stacking buff that grants the party Brave and HP damage up, as well as 100% critical hit rate. At 3 stacks, Barret won't drop below 10% of his max Brave. It also gives him personal Brave and HP damage up on top of the party auras. Now, I've had a soft spot for Barret since he arrived in DFFOO. I like his intended niche of an aura bot with respectable personal damage. The problem I'm seeing here is that they seem unwilling to lean into either of these niches too hard. Barret's auras are competitive with other aura-based units, though you need to build a physical team around him to get the full effect, and they'll be competitive auras but not overwhelming. We're talking like 15% HP damage instead of the 20% that you're seeing in other places. He does give the party guaranteed crits, but this is a relatively rare trait. The thing is, you automatically crit when you hit a broken target, and so this is most useful for Brave shaving giant amounts of Brave, or for fights like, for instance, RNA's event, where there's a crit orb but the enemy can't be broken during parts of it. The other thing to note about Barret's auras is that they're tied to his LD buff, which starts the battle at 1 stack, meaning you'll need to use his LD twice to maximize its effect. Unfortunately, this presents an unattractive choice. You could spend the first part of the fight sandbagging his HP and Brave damage buffs for the party, not to mention the whole can't drop below X Brave thing that would help his satellite attacks. Or you could use his hardest hitting attack at the start of the fight before things like bursts, friend units, or the summon phase have rolled in to maximize damage. Choices are an integral part of making characters fun and interesting. Just listen to Inkwalder talk about Sabin sometime. The problem here is that neither choice feels like a reward. Oh, and he only has 3 uses of the LD, which is icing on the cake, just kind of feels bad. As for Barret's personal damage, he will actually be hitting pretty hard. He has a lot of personal stat boosts. His Brave attacks are going to be, they're going to be shaving pretty well, and his satellite follow-up means he's technically going to have a double dump on all of his attacks. I'm not convinced that his Barely Touched base kit will be able to convert his impressive personal stat bonuses into consistent HP damage, but he'll probably provide a bigger damage contribution to the fight than fellow aura bots like Queen, Rosa, or Sarah. The question is, are you willing to trade the other useful traits those characters offer for some extra oomph, especially with Kieran returning very, very soon, and filling a very similar role? I'll be real, I did basically give Rosa the same judgment I'm giving Barret here, as being an aura bot who doesn't offer more than other aura bots. And I've been using Rosa a lot, so I'm going to leave you to be the judge this time. That being said, this is one train I'm getting off of. Shoot.